Hi, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Earlier today, and paired with this video, is a video that goes over some helpful tools that I have put together to overcome the feeling of victimhood, where I recognize that that feeling, that experience is only 10% of the actual story. Finding the other 90% of the story is what helps build out the experience away from being a victim. So I recognize in that video and talk about this video that I'm making right now because I think that applies to many, many situations in our lives, but the experience of grief that's associated with the loss of somebody through death is, I feel like it's this whole other level of experience that needs to be acknowledged. And it is hard to kind of just move past that and not really feel like it's happening to us because as flesh beings here on planet Earth, death is not a concept that I think our culture here in the United States necessarily has a great connection to. And there's a lot of fear associated with it, and there's a lot of sadness of being left behind. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And in no way is my intention to tell anyone how to grieve, or how to have grief. I am offering, though, the information that I have put together that helps me and tools that I connect with that help me get through those situations. Thankfully, I have not experienced the major um, grief that's associated with somebody younger than me, a child, a sibling, um, and but it is a reality that's out there. So just acknowledging that the whole experience is hard because it feels hard. And I think the more it doesn't make sense to us, the more it doesn't feel fair, the harder that is. So again, in no way am I trying to take anybody's um, experience away from them, but this is just information that I'm sharing to help you in any way that I can. So, the first thing that I think about when I'm dealing with grief is realizing that this experience of death, whoever this person is, whoever they are to me, it's the only permanent experience that I am ever going to have as a human being here on earth. Nothing else is as permanent. Nothing else is permanent like that experience of death is. And it doesn't necessarily like help me. I don't necessarily snap out of it, but it helps me reconnect to that experience that this feels hard because it is hard. This is its own experience, and it is hard because it feels hard. Um, the other thing is that, it feels hard, and it is hard because we have no control over it. We could do all of the right things and have a healthy life and all of these X, Y, and Z things. And at one point, we are not going to be here on Earth. And the reality check is we don't have any control over when that happens. Our job is to connect to and to appreciate all of the moments that we have. And I think a very helpful experience to take away from death is that reminders of the fact that we are here. We are here now. And that's all we're guaranteed right now. So I am going to talk about a couple other things. A lot of them came through, and I talk about this book a lot. I love it, The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruse. Um, I don't even know if you can see that. The light is super bright in here, which is wonderful, but it's making a glare. So anyway, he talks about the experience that um, what's the experience of death, what we know that it's coming, what it can help, how it can help us in our experience right now. And in talking about those things, I think Death reminds us that we need to live right now. I think death um, can help shine the light on what really matters, what doesn't matter. It could really be this a really great scale to weigh things on. Um, and when we look at experiences, thinking of somebody that we lost and the worst day that we had with them, sometimes it feels like, well, maybe that wasn't so bad. I would do that again. That crappy, crappy day that I never wanted to think about, I would even take that back because that's one more day that I would have with this person. And to finish that thought, how bad was that? Really? If I would want that back in my life for one more day, to have that one more day with that person, really, how bad was that? And taking that experience and then applying it to someone else that might be in our life that we're having a really bad day with. Is that really worth it? What if this is our last day with that person? How can we make that better? How can this be more fun? What would be easier in this situation? And we can take that experience of like, oh my gosh, I was down this road before with this person, and I would even take that day back. I don't want a whole bunch of crappy days with crappy people. I want wonderful days with wonderful people. And um, sifting out the value that was there in those moments, I think we can take away this experience of really kind of like juicing out the nutrients of having a day with a person and applying it to now and our future when those things show up. Is this really what I want to be doing right now? Is this really worth it? Um, the experience of death can bring that to us. It could bring that event into a more clear, a more valuable experience because we know someday that I might not be able to do this with this person. So I might as well just make it better. I might as well make it into something else. I might as well just wish them the best and just allow something else in my life. Just allow something that is more fun, allow something that is does feel easier. Be surrendered to a better experience. That is a lesson that we can learn from death. Um, Death can remind us that I was saying about that the value that we would have in just having one more day, even if it was a crappy day with somebody. They can also shed a light on um, what doesn't matter. You know, just let it be awkward. Just go call that person and say, "Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. Can you believe, like, let's talk about all this stuff that's happened." And it's not going to be 10 years till I talk to you again. Reach out to somebody, share your feelings, tell somebody what they meant to you. Let things be awkward. I mean, they're only awkward if we allow them really to be. So I think at some point when people might be facing death, like I feel like there's a point where people kind of don't care anymore and they don't care about the grudge. They don't care about the fighting. They don't care about how long it's been. Um, and just throwing out a tether, throwing out an apology, throwing out a reminder of our friendship. I feel like those are the things that we can also learn from death. That just let it be awkward. Just try. Just do it. Just show up. Like what, like how bad can it really be? Uh, is this it really gonna like end, my day for me? Is it really gonna like wreck this experience? You know what? Guess what? No, it won't. The reality of death is that we are here and we are living, and it might not be the same because we're not living and having the experiences with all the people that we have had in our past, all the lives or all the days that we've been able to live here on earth and have this experience. But it is a reminder of this reality check of how do we want to spend our time right now? And how do we want to spend our time moving into the future? What direction do we want to go? What appreciation do we want to show? What struggles do we want to engage with? Because really, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Death can really show us what it is we want and what it is we value. And sometimes we don't know that until it's not there anymore. But it doesn't mean that we can't appreciate it in the future. We can't be open to being connected to those experiences going forward. So that reminder of all we have is right now. Any kind of form of time is relative, but all we have is right now. All we have is right now. So go call someone. I'm kind of on my 1980 or 1995 journey of calling people and trying to find a quiet place in my house to talk to them on the phone, reconnect with friends that I haven't connected with in a long time, um, because it's worth it to me. And whether it's awkward or not, it just is what it is. I want to know what's going on with them. I wanted them to know that I'm thinking of them. Um, I hope that they're thinking of me. I hope that we can like spark some fun, spark some memories, and be connected to the thought of like, I'm reaching out to you. Oh my gosh, Sarah's thinking about me. I've thought about her. I've whatever. It's been really fun. And it's also been a connection to not hearing the best information, hearing about a lot of people's losses, a lot of people's struggles, and a lot of people that I'm not talking to are dealing with the same things. And that came into the thought of doing this video and then that partner video of getting through that victimhood, finding a place of survival, taking that into this journey of being a warrior, and yeah, just letting it be what it is, just going with it and letting it be wisdom, letting it be a journey, letting it create and letting it become something that I can create and share with other people. So I love that all those people, I'd say half a dozen, somewhere between 6 and 10. Um, I've talked to some people more regularly now, and I would say that I've reconnected with somewhere between, I would say safely say 6 people that I haven't talked to in 10 years or 20 years, uh, which is unreal when I think about how long ago it was I graduated from high school. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's been so wonderful. And having that experience of death touch me in my life, it has motivated me to really reach out and be like, this is worth it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let this wisdom sink in, and I'm going to live the wisdom. I'm going to be the change that I want to see in the world and spread friendship and spread love and spread connection and reach out and not be afraid of awkward, not be afraid of whatever might be on the other side, because now we're doing it together. Now me and my friends are doing it together, and we haven't been doing it together for 20 years on the level that we are now, just because there was a phone call. Just, so I'm just throwing that out there. That's a little bit of my own experience. Adding some fun to this heavy topic, and just shedding light on where those experiences can bring us. And yeah, the grief process is definitely unique for everybody. It's a process. We all know that. Anything we read, anything we watch, anything we learn, it's a process. But recognizing what you're holding on to and realizing that you are holding on to that. I'm holding on to my own grief. You're going to hold on to your own grief. Sometimes when people try to pull it away from us, whatever it is, even if it's not grief, if it's anger or any sort of pain, even if it is helplessness or hopelessness, sometimes we can pull back a little bit harder. And I think with grief, that's definitely one that if we feel like somebody's trying to pry it away from us, we might hold a little bit tighter to it. I know that might be the case for me. So these are the things that I have learned as tools. These are the things that I think about. These are the things that help connect me to a bigger picture, and separate from the grief that I experience when I go through death and how it affects me and the people I love. And I hope that it will help change a little bit, help recognize, and eventually lead to releasing into a better experience that will take you to a better place. So thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your time. I love doing these videos. Please comment, please like, subscribing to the channel will get you, and clicking the notification will get you connected to the new videos that I put up, and when I'm live once a month, the first Tuesday of every month at 7. Um, and yeah, you'll be the first one to know and be connected to the new stuff. So again, thank you so much for being here. I'm Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Check out that other video with victimhood if you haven't already. And I got a whole bunch of other videos out there with a lot of information. So please check them out. Thank you so much. Bye now.